The Steamers are back at historic Hicks Field after 2 consecutive rainouts the last couple of days. They've had a lot of time to think about the 14-1 loss Tarboro. In their last game, it was their biggest loss of the season, and they'll look to get back on the winning path against the Wake Forest Fungo. This is the second matchup between the teams this season, with the Steamers winning over the Fungo back on June 10th at Wake Forest. Hello and welcome everyone to this broadcast of Edenton Steamers baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Mealy, and tonight the Steamers take on the Wake Forest Fungo. It's the final exhibition game of the season for the Steamers. They're 4-0 in exhibition play so far. They've beat the Clayton Clovers twice, the Boone Bigfoots once, and the Wake Forest Fungo once. But it's been a long time since they matched up with this Fungo team. It's a team that's 17-10-2, first in the Carolina Collegiate League. The Steamers 19-7 overall, 15-7 in PCL play, good enough for second into Premier Collegiate League. These were two teams that were both in the PCL last season, with the Fungo in the West Division, the Steamers in the East Division. The Steamers went 2-0 against the Fungo last season, and they're looking to repeat that here tonight. A bit cloudy here in Edenton. Some real dark clouds have come over the field over the last couple of minutes, but no rain as of now, and we're ready to play some ball after 4 days off. The Steamers have had 5 games rained out already in July after playing every single game that was scheduled in the month of June. On the mound for the Clams is a new face. It's Logan Fleming from Enterprise State Community College. Fleming played with Bryce Stevens this past spring. It's his first start of the season with the Steamers. We're just about ready to get things underway. Thomas Fox will lead off for the Fungo against Fleming. Fleming's ready. The first pitch of the night is swung on line into left field on one hop for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for Thomas Fox to kick off the night, and the Fungo have a man on. That'll bring Jason Arendt up to the plate. Hitting second in the Fungo lineup this evening. Second man Fleming will face. I mentioned it's Fleming's first start. It's also his first appearance overall as a Steamer. He got here on July 4th, right before the rainouts began in the month of July. As Arendt shows bunt, he'll pull back. It's up high for a ball, 1-0. So it's been 11 days since Fleming first arrived. Only 3 games have been played in that span. So Justin Hill and the coaching staff happy to get him out here and try and get him some innings in an exhibition game. 1-0 is hit high in the air by Arendt, deep to left field. West is back towards the wall, looking up, and it's up and off the wall. West will quickly get it into third, and Arendt is only into first. I think he thought he got a lot of that one. That is a long single for Jason Arendt, and the Fungo have men at first and third with nobody out. You could tell by his reaction after he hit it, he thought that was going a long way, and even Tyler West out in left field sort of slowly went towards it. It looked like it was going to go, and it hit that top part of the wall and came back. A tall wall out there and left. The Teal Monster kept that thing in. That'll bring Zach Whitaker up to the plate with men at first and third for the Fungo. Whitaker lets that one come up high for a ball, 1-0. Fleming had only thrown 3 pitches, and the Fungo with 2 hits. Fleming trying to limit any damage here tonight. The 1-0. That one's across for a called strike. 1-1 the count. A lot of new faces or different faces out there for the Steamers tonight, with this being an exhibition game. Some guys that don't always get time or are starting in different positions are out there tonight. Tyler West, one of those in left field, as there's swing and a miss. Davis Halstead out in center field. We'd seen him and West both in right field alternating the last couple of games, but they're both out in different positions. Houston Wright over at first base defensively for the Steamers. Otherwise, everyone else is pretty comfortable in their positions. And once again, Fleming, it's his first start and first appearance of the season for Edenton. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes. That one's popped up foul territory, right moving towards the Fungo dugout. It's out of play. Count will remain 1-2. Zach Whitaker, one of two Whitakers in the lineup tonight for the Fungo. Brady Whitaker hitting sixth and catching for Wake Forest. Zach Whitaker hitting third and playing third base for the Fungo. We'll see if Arendt takes off from first again. It's Jason Arendt at first, Thomas Fox at third. They both singled. Slowly chopped over towards third. Going to be a tough play for Beebe. He's in. Throw to first is dug out by Wright in time for out number one. Fox comes home to score from third, so the Steamers trading out for a run. It is 1-0 Fungo here in the first. It's an RBI ground out for Whitaker, and that'll bring Tristan Marsh up to the plate. As Jeremiah Boyd will go out and have a conversation with Fleming. Four batters faced for Logan Fleming so far in his Steamers debut. First pitch to Marsh is down low. It got through Jeremiah Boyd to the backstop, and that'll allow Rent to move from second to third. The Fungo only put 2 runs up throughout the entire game when these teams last met, and they've already got one on the board and a man over at third now with less than 2 outs. That game back on June 10th was a 3-2 Steamers victory at Wake Forest. 1-0 pitch up high, 2-0 the count. Marsh hitting .273 coming into tonight. It's his 23rd game of the season. Leads the team with 17 RBIs. He's got a prime opportunity here. Once again with a man at third, less than 2 outs. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled, straight back. 2-1 now the count. Steamers trying to improve on an impressive home record. 13-4 here at Historic Hicks Field. Had their 10-game home winning streak snapped against the Tarboro River Bandits in the team's last game. That one's grounded over to short. Chase Bruno's got it. He'll throw to first in time for out number 2, and the Fungo put up run number 2. It's now 2-0 Wake Forest here in the first. The Fungo doing a good job not wasting their base runners, just getting them over and getting them in. Back-to-back RBI groundouts, and the Fungo have already matched their run total from the last time these teams played. That'll bring Nick Badgett up to the plate now for the Fungo, the shortstop tonight for Wake Forest. He takes that one down low for a ball, 1-0. He'll take that one on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 the count to Badgett. Badgett hitting .295 coming into tonight for the Fungo. Down low for a ball. 2-1 the count. Now to Badgett. And he's a guy, he's going to get on base a lot. An on-base percentage of .456. So with nobody on, he's still a threat to set the table and keep this run going. Fleming trying to end the inning here. That one's fouled straight back. Count will even up 2-2. Two hits in the inning for the Fungo, and both runs were brought home on groundouts so far. The first inning of Logan Fleming Steamer's career. He's ready. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Checks his swing on a ball in the dirt. They check it first. He did not go. Badgett pulls his bat back, and the count will move to 3-2. As head coach Justin Hill has to return some baseballs to the umpire, I think he was pretty convinced that Badgett went around. Fleming's ready. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Down low, ball four. A good at bat from Nick Badgett. He draws a 2-out walk. The Fungo have a man aboard with 2 down here in the first. It's the first walk of the game issued by Logan Fleming. And that'll bring the second Whitaker of the inning up to the plate. Brady Whitaker. Once he's able to get his catcher's gear off, he'll be right over to the plate. Whitaker hitting 6th in the Fungo lineup, trying to keep the train moving for Wake Forest in what's been a good first inning. Fleming back to the stretch. The first pitch swung on, fouled straight back by Whitaker. 0-1. For Fleming, once again, it's his first start as a Steamer, but he actually didn't start any games at Enterprise State Community College. But without starting any games, he led the team in innings with 50 innings pitched. So he's a guy that can have longer outings, had 6 appearances of 5 or more innings. But none of those coming in starts. All 11 of his appearances were out of the bullpen. And again, he played over there with Bryce Stevens, who's at second base tonight, as that one's thrown over back in safely as Badgett. The 0-1 off and running is Badgett. Swing and a miss. Throw to second is not in time. Nick Badgett steals second, and the Fungo of a man in scoring position. The count is 0-2 to Brady Whitaker. We saw Jason Arendt try to take off earlier in the inning. The Fungo not afraid to try and take some extra bases against a Steamers offense that has potential to put a lot of runs on the board. Called strike 3. Logan Fleming gets his first strikeout of the game. To wrap up the first inning, the Fungo put 2 on the board here in their half of the first. We'll head to the home half of inning number 1 with the Fungo ahead of the Steamers 2-0. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are taking on the Wake Forest Fungo. The Fungo got out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. The Steamers coming up to the plate for the first time tonight. And the Clams will be leading off with Bryce Stevens. Just the second time this season that Chase Bruno hasn't been the leadoff man. Stevens will go against Dawson Smith on the mound for the Fungo. He'll line that one out towards left field, but it's right at a leaping Thomas Fox, and he'll make the catch for out number one. Stevens hit it hard, but right at Fox for out number one. And now that'll bring Chase Bruno up to the plate. Moving into that second slot tonight. Now, the only other time he didn't hit leadoff, he wasn't in the lineup. It was a night off against the Suffolk Voyagers. So this is the first time that Bruno's been in the lineup and not in that leadoff spot. That one's grounded towards the middle. Nice stop there at short by Badgett. Throw to first takes Ward off the bag, and Bruno's aboard at first. It was a real nice stop up the middle from Nick Badgett, but his throw to first base brought Shea Ward just a step off the base. And Chase Bruno's aboard with one out here in the first. It's an infield hit for Chase Bruno, the first hit of the game for the Steamers. And that'll bring Tanner Thatch up to the plate. Boy, the Steamers are happy to have Tanner back in the lineup. He hasn't played since July 2nd. Thatch will slowly chop that one back to the mound. Could be two. It's bobbled by Smith. He'll flip it up to first. He does get the second out of the inning, but Bruno moves into scoring position. That'll bring up Jackson Hipp with two outs here in the first, but a runner out at scoring position for the Steamers. Steamers offense trying to heat back up. They've only scored a combined 3 runs in their last 2 games. A 14-1 loss their last time out against Tarboro, and the night before that, a 2-1 victory over the Greenbrier Knights. Hipp nearly offers at it. They're going to call it a strike. 0-1 the count. Jackson Hipp back in right field tonight after holding down the designated hitter spot for the Steamers for a couple of games while Tanner Thatch was away at UNC Wilmington. The 0-1. Outside. 1-1 the count now to Hipp. Hipp hitting .288 this season. Third on the team with 14 runs batted in. He's got an opportunity to grow that number here with Chase Bruno out in scoring position. And Smith will step off, go through the signs again. 1-1 the count to Jackson Hipp. That one's inside. 2-1 the count now to Hipp. For Dawson Smith on the mound, it's his first appearance of the season against the Steamers. Now, with both of the other scheduled matchups canceled, this is the last time the Steamers and the Fungos will face off this season. That one's even closer inside on Hipp. Count will move to 3-1. Dawson Smith, it's his 5th game he's appeared in this season, his second start. He's thrown 9 innings. An ERA of 7. Trying to keep his team ahead. The 3-1 to Hipp is grounded over towards third. Whitaker moving in, gets it out of his glove and throws to first in time for out number 3. The Steamers leave one out at second to end the first. We'll head to inning number 2 here at historic Hicks Field. It's the Fungo ahead 2-0. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, and you can see it, the players running off the field. There's a lightning delay here in Edenton. That means the Lightning is within 10 miles. The rain has also started to come down here at the ballpark. So for now, we'll have a short delay between the Edenton Steamers and the Wake Forest Fungo. It was the Fungo scoring 2 in their half of the first inning. And remember, it's the first trip to Historic Hicks Field for the Fungo this season. And if you've been following along with the Steamers, they've had a lot of rain here in July. 5 games canceled in the month of July after playing every game that was scheduled in June. And the Steamers, for the second time this season, will have to go out and get the tarp mid-game. Now, we saw this earlier in the season in a matchup with the Norfolk Redbirds back on June 17th. The Steamers in that game were ahead by 9 runs in the 4th inning when the rain started to come down. It doesn't look like we'll get the full tarp out here tonight, or at least for now, just the one that covers the pitcher's mound and the home plate area. And let's hope that that's all it takes tonight. You know that infield grass could use a bit of rain right now, and that big tarp will stay over there along the right field line. So we're going to take a short break here at Historic Hicks Field. It's the Fungo 2, the Steamers nothing. It's a bit of a weather delay here in Edenton. Hello, everyone watching. We're still in a weather delay here at Historic Hicks Field. The lightning is still in the area, and now the rain coming down a bit harder at the ballpark. And remember, it is still just 2-0 here at Historic Hicks Field between the Wake Forest Fungo and the Edenton Steamers. The Steamers in their 5th and final exhibition game of the season. So it's bound to be a good matchup. The Fungo first place in the Carolina Collegiate League. The Steamers in second place in the Premier Collegiate League. So a lot of talent on both sides. It's only the second matchup between the teams this season, with the Steamers winning the first matchup 3-2 in Wake Forest. So we're hoping that we can get this one back underway. Still not enough rain to pull the full tarp out onto the field, but the lightning is still in the area, still within 10 miles of the ballpark. So we're going to have a bit longer of a break here at Historic Hicks Field. Just wanted to keep everyone updated, anyone that may be just joining us tonight. So we're going to go back to a quick break, and we'll keep you guys updated as things come on. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field. Thank you to everyone that's hanging with us through this weather delay. The rain has increased, as you can probably see out on the field. It's getting very puddly out there on the dirt. We're not sure what the call is right now. Still no official update. The lightning still in the area, the rain picking up. No tarp coming onto the field, but we're unsure of when or if this game will continue. So I'll be back to give more updates as we hear more and this night moves along. But as of now, the rain's coming down pretty hard. Lightning's still in the area. No tarp on the field between the Fungo and the Steamers. A recap of that opening inning, the Fungo put up 2 in the top half of the first on a couple of hits. The Steamers went down and had 1 hit in their half of the first. So not a lot of action so far, and we're hoping for a good game again. The Fungo first place in the Carolina Collegiate League. The Steamers in second place in the Premier Collegiate League. Should have been a lot of fun tonight, and we're still waiting to see if that fun will continue in the second matchup of the season between the Fungo and the Steamers. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with some more updates coming up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where we will have no more baseball played tonight. It's official. Tonight's game is rained out here as we were set to begin the top half of the second inning. It was the second and final matchup between the Fungo and the Steamers, and the rain has cut it short, so the Steamers win the season series over the Fungo 1-0. They won that game 3-2 back in June as the rain has just engulfed the field at this point, lightning and thunder all around. And we've had one of these earlier in the season where we were able to wait things out, but tonight is not going to be the case. The weather is not getting any better. So tonight's game is officially called. The stats will not count. The game will not count. The Steamers will lose their 6th game of the month of July, and they'll be back in action tomorrow night against the Greenbrier Knights here at home, where hopefully we have a drier field. Hopefully both teams are able to play 9 full innings tomorrow night. But once again, tonight's game against the Wake Forest Fungo has been rained out, so this game will not count, and the Steamers will be back in action tomorrow night. Thank you so much to everyone that stuck around and listened in tonight for the first inning, but that'll do it here from Historic Hicks Field. I'm Luke Milai. I'll see you tomorrow night.